And if there's not enough feed in a particular region, if there are too many animals there, for example?
Then you have to import feed. Sometimes it just comes from a neighboring region, which is actually okay, but sometimes it comes from distant countries, and that can lead to problems.
Because transport is so expensive?
No, fuel oil is cheap, and so are animal feeds from other countries. But this type of transport can also pollute the environment, and unfortunately, these feeds often come from countries in which people are starving.
What? You mean these countries don't grow food for their own people, but grow feed for our pigs and cattle in Europe?
Yes, unfortunately. And the rainforest is often chopped down in order to create space for these crops. This makes our ecological footprint even bigger.
Our what? You're going to have to explain that to me.
Ecological footprint is defined as the amount of the Earth's surface that is required to support our way of living. That is to say, to have all of those things, air, water, food, that we consume. And in Europe, this footprint is too big for the world to keep up with our demands.
And if the Brazilians, Indonesians, or whichever people decide that they don't want to chop down the rainforest?
Well, then, the smallholders are being driven away from their own land to gain space for growing feed for export.
And what do these small farmers do then?
Well, of course, I don't know that for sure. Some of them end up in city slums, while others remain in the country and go to work growing soy for large landowners on the same land that once belonged to them.
Soy for our cattle.
Exactly. They grow it on huge fields where afterwards nothing else will grow. They also use a lot of poisons, known as pesticides, that do indeed protect the individual plants, but they cause damage to people, animals, and entire ecosystems.
So it really is more sustainable when feed is grown on local farms.
Yes, but today this is usually no longer the case. Let's take a closer look at the big picture.